4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, Good job, Shoxx. Are you shocked?
It's in a Productions, Asante Media.
Oh, shout out.
Yeah, what's happening, Shogo?
Man, I'm chilling, bros. I'm chilling. How you guys doing, bro?
We're good.
We're well, man.
I think this thing is cutting your face, or is it just
you should pick it up a bit.
Pick it up a little bit. Shoxx.
Your headroom is a bit.
I can hold it, you know?
Yeah, just hold it. Just hold it because it's cutting your thing. Otherwise, Yonki to come back.
Yeah. No, man. Spawning, man. Let's see. You know, inconsistent. We good.
How's your gig tonight?
Man, the gig was rocking, man.
Who were you playing with?
Rebirth of Cool. It was a collective called Rebirth of Cool.
Okay.
So Nabo turned into the Nabolinda Skakane. It was a vibe.
Nice.
So hip hop, African vibes. Yeah.
I know, yes. So I think where I'd like us to start, for the people who don't know who Tendai Shoxx Shogo is, what's the quickest way of just, getting over that question?
Tendai is the guy who brings the vibes.
Yes. Tell them.
I think that's the short summary of it.
Bring the vibes anyway.
No, by the low ends.
No, just a general vibe. Uti, whichever space I'm in, I just try and be the guy that lifts the mood up.
All right.
It's my name means gratitude, so that's how I show my gratitude.
Okay, by lifting everyone's spirits up.
I guess so, yeah, in a way.
All right. So, but maybe take us through your childhood. Childhood yakho benjani? Ukhulele phi, uzalelwe phi, ningakigini? Bonjani nje izintwana?
Sure. So I was born in Bulawayo. There's a town in Zimbabwe, but Bulawayo. I was born there in 1990. See, two Giti, like it's just me and my younger brother. I'm the firstborn. And Mankula, I mean, Nkulegahle, I guess, both my parents bakhona. So I grew up in a loving home, you could say.
And how were you as a boy?
Nice. That's dope.
As a boy, I was a naughty kid, full of energy. So Mankula, my mom would try and get me involved in a lot of things to try and, Uti, I want energy let's put to good use. So
very direct.
So I'm gymnastics, here and there. Then you got involved in church projects, those kind of vibes.
Hey, we must thank your parents. Otherwise, when you're born with both of did you hear about the Nyoben story? Like, what kind of a name is a Nyoben? I was like, who goes to party in a place called Nyoben? Like, this name alone is a tricky name. Yeah, so I'm sure if you were young and your parents were not there, you'd find yourself in those spaces.
Like big time, bro. Like big time. Hectic.
Now, how do you come in contact with music? Music.
So now, my dad had a passion, or Naman just has a passion for umculo, like Mankula beganama like LPs and stuff. So and he'd take me like around to theater shows. There's like a theater that was close by to Lapo where we stay. So I'd go there, you'd watch like theater performances, dances, singing, one of the traditional kind of vibe, a few live bands here and there. So he was that kind of guy. Even my Vine media.
Yeah.
You take it to like a Lucky Dube kind of concert. You wanna, so he was that guy.
Oh, nice.
So I think it was channeling in that kind of way until maybe when I was 10. When I was 10, I got to play amarimba.
Okay.
So when I played amarimba, I was playing the bass section, the big one.
Okay.
So I was small and short. So now I had to stand on like two chairs to play that big one. So the frequency and the sound of bass for me, I fell in love with it in that moment, you can say.
Yes, sick bass sustain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Baba.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you see people play those things now? You know, do you kind of reminisce? You know, because I'm sure the figure kicking how much that marimba when you actually bass. When you
I'm sure we like you well.
It's fine. Starting from
the bottom.
I'm sure you still feel nice when you see those vibes.
Yeah, man, it takes me back because I still played it until all through high school. Maybe, yeah. When I saw basically an Aguma competition in high school for marimba and Siwina, obvious.
Okay, so basically your childhood has a lot of these experiences, right?
Yeah.
But now the life base, how do you get introduced to that? Because I mean, we all know you for that.
So obviously, like I said, the sound and the frequency of bass, I'd fallen in love with it even then. So me recalling bass lines even before ngihlangana ne-bass, bekuyinto ebengiyenza like bengicula ama-bass line nje. You know, even when I'd hear the elinye groepman who would play at my church, when I'd be home at 11 or 12, I'd be singing those bass lines, whatever. But so now, one of these days, when I was going home from school, we had passed through a friend's place. So in a vegane acoustic guitar. And then I just picked it up and then I just started playing on the one string. So now I was already formulating a bass line on that one string.
Okay.
And then a mistake, pants. And then I noticed, guys, this thing carries on like this. Okay, cool. And then within 3 months, I was rocking.
Oh, nice.
You figured it out on your own.
Yeah.
you kind of figured your way through it.
Yeah.
I was so intrigued on your school name. Is it really the school that you went to? What is it called for people that don't know?
Oh, my high school.
Yeah, both your schools.
What both schools? I only went to one school.
Primary and high school.
Oh, primary.
But it's the same
name. Primary school, I went to Baines Junior.
Like the whiskey.
Yes, like the whiskey Baines.
Okay.
Baines Junior, and then for high school, I went to Christian Brothers College.
That's the one, Christian Brothers. Were they like really Christian Brothers?
Yeah, it's Christian Brothers. That's who he is.
I mean, yes, it was a Catholic school, I'm a priest, a private school, so like St. Patrick's School.
Oh, so also, my memory verse and stuff.
Yeah, boy. And
go to mass.
I
go to mass. So for me, it was a culture shock because I wanted, so funda with white kids. All of a sudden now you're like, okay. And you're seeing the pace of how the other kids are moving. You're like, these kids are moving at a quicker rate than you. What's happening? But then the only place where you feel like you're getting it is within, well, at that time, it was still within the marimbas. Those are the things that
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's why you paid back the marimba. It's like, okay, so yeah, these guys are fast there, I'm fast here.
That's it.
So we can say we can say Witty Marimba took you places in school.
Not really. It was just naming pete corner enginalo nje.
Oh yeah, where you dominate, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because others were dope in sports, others academically were flourishing. So it was a hot mess.
So why was it a culture shock? Because I'm trying to figure out. I mean, if you're in this private school, is it a culture shock because Guinea, you're living a different life? Why was it such a culture shock?
Yeah, you could say it's a different life, different lifestyle, different level of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And like, masofika lapo, you see 16-year-olds driving cars, the level is different.
Yeah.
No. Ngiyakuzo.
I get you.
Now I experienced that thing. Okay.
Siyabona mhlawumbe itheko lithembile wena uthi mhlawumbe uyohlaba nge-CV somunye udlala ngalawa ama-sports.
Mfana. Hey, sir. I know that thing, my brother. Vele wena uthi yazini so bangena ngani. You make plans uzuya ayina la uyasuka. Mawufika la awutwana futhi yazi wenzeni. Akaqokana ngana kahle yabona ulenza iphaqaphaqa.
Wema.
No, but I hear exactly what you're saying.
So,
do you remember a time, when you now played with other musicians outside of the marimba band, now as a bass player? Yes. I think now I understand what guitar but sure. When is the first time now that you're playing bass and there's a band you're playing with?
That's church, in the church choir.
Okay, you still remember the people you played with?
Yes, I still do.
Name them.
I still do. On keys, there was Vusa. He's now a pastor now, Vusa Chuma.
Okay.
And then on guitars, we had a friend of mine, Utapua Jenami. And then on drums, this other lighty of mine, Mkhele.
I said then you said it was the choir.
Then it was the choir, yeah.
And many more.
And many more.
And many more. Yeah, so I'm a fire yeah, and the choir. But also the experiences there at church. What would you say church has done for you as far as music is concerned? Because I think we see that, and with most of the people that we're interviewing here, we're finding that church really did a lot for them. But just trying to get, from your standpoint, Wuti, at this moment, what are the opportunities that you're seeing that when you got to church now, this is what started happening for you?
I'd say at the time, maybe Mangdala, it was still not clear really of, what I was trying to do, because I was just playing ngoba into engithandayo.
Yeah.
So I wasn't, checking or in that vibe. I would only play Manglangane bass at the church. So it's either at choir rehearsal, then Sunday. So I wasn't in any other space besides just rocking at church and just having fun.
Yeah.
Rocking.
So even in the level of playing, I'd say I've always felt like there was somewhere I should be going with it. It's like I could hear something, but I couldn't grasp onto it.
Okay.
So now the level would be stagnant because everybody else, we're not, as much as we're playing and having fun, we're not really taking it to the top.
Sure.
But it wasn't until Mhlambe Mangiza to South Africa when saying sontweni ngasevad. You know, then I hear for the first time saying 5-1. Yeah, 5-1-4.
Yeah.
What is this thing happening right now?
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
And that journey, okay, but before we get to that journey, because I want us to discuss a little bit your journey coming to the Val. How was it? What was it? What were the circumstances? Was it purely musical? The reason, the move from Zim to South Africa, because you knew that there was something else that you wanted to attain, and also if it was musical, how do you find yourself? How do you pick the South African Kulganga? Where do I go?
Giala.
Actually, what had happened, we out Zim, but James. So James had a concept which he wanted to do where he'd incorporate different vocalists from different countries, different musicians from different countries, African countries.
Something happened to your audio. I'm not sure what exactly. Shoxx. Oh, you're back. Sorry.
Oh, I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay, so like there's this guy James, yeah. He had come up with a concept where he was going to have a group where it had different African vocalists, musicians.
Yeah.
So now he had a guy already from Malawi. He had 2 girls from South Africa. So now in his run in Zim, sekaqala afuna band.
Okay.
So wathola Majida, and then the guy who was called to play the guitar. Actually, he was one of the guys also at a church.
Okay.
But then he did leave my church and went to another church. But he's like one of the first few guys actually that put me on. Like,
okay.
Like I'd go to and watch his rehearsals with other bands and I'd be chilling. Yeah. Like after high school, instead of
nice. And observe,
And observe. So he plugged you, yeah?
Yeah. So that same guy called me. He's like, "Yo, man, there's this guy's doing this 1, 2, 3. How do you feel about playing bass? There's a meeting happening. You can go and check them out." Went to the meeting, and then this guy is talking, selling the concept, obviously, so selling, and then after he's done, he asked the 2 girls to sing. Unoband, I forget the other chick's name. So now in that moment, I remember vividly, that was maybe 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, so Batskula Kimang by Shai Duet. I had never heard such a beautiful thing like that. And in that moment, I felt God move in that moment. Like it's like he spoke to me in that moment. And then it's like I knew that I need to go with this journey. So eventually that whole concept didn't come to life, but then James, when he came back to South Africa, so mina mangifika, there was already a gig they had planned with the music we had done in Zim. So now it was no brainer for me to get there and just play the gig because I already knew the music.
Okay.
So ngafika ngadlala the gig. There was a gig. Ngafika ngadlala the following weekend ngangena esontweni already, like that.
Oh, okay. So you became like part of the church, a member, like a bass player in the church.
Yes.
What a nice way to start. With a salary.
No, I didn't have a salary.
Okay.
No band.
Yeah, but This one,
Yeah,
the same song. Ungena khona uSiya ukunene Sepch.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
bekumnandi ke lapho.
Ngoba ngiyakhumbula lama recollections your recollections earlier was a lot in the Val and there was Sapcha and obviously all the Val cats. You know, back in the day when I used to see when you were very, very skinny. You know, see now you've gained a little bit of weight. Okay. So now at least say connect Ramnandi. This is how you come. Then you started playing at that church. But yeah, Lee, let me give it over to you, man.
Coming through to South Africa, playing at that church, what was it? Was it a vast difference from playing from your church?
Big difference. You know, the bounce and the pulse of the music, it's like
it's different,
eh? It's groovy, and also it's groovy. Also, Tina Ekaya besihleli silandelela like what South Africa is doing. So South Africa was always, you know, in the forefront, you could say. Though Tinanati, we've got our own dominating styles and culture, you know, but in terms of this Tandy South Africa, it's like our America, you can say.
Okay. Would you say you were thrown into the deep end if we bega kanjalo? As a musician?
Yeah-ish. I wouldn't say it was the deep end at the time because it's still church. So it's still trying to get used to the surroundings, get used to the people, you know, try and catch the pulse and the vibe, everyone. So, you know, I remember benkana ngifunda numbering system.
Okay.
145.
145, so I remember besidlala in anointing fall on me, let the power of the Holy Ghost. So now my fear will let the power Tina esontweni in Zim would go to 6, obviously. Like for us it takes us to 6. But now Usiya Uti go to 5 and then 1. You know, so I'm playing and I'm like calculating in my head. I'm like, what's
this is a mistake.
But because because I'm trying to develop Nami, I just go. I just throw. That's how I throw myself in the deep end, you can say. I don't mind listening in the moments. Okay, let me go. You're saying let's go, let's go. And when I play that, I'm like, wow, what a beautiful color. The best thing I've ever heard.
It rocked.
And how was acclimatizing to South Africa? You know, both musically and life-wise. Because I can just imagine. I mean, now you're in South Africa. Now you've left, you know, another life, and now you are, you know, getting into a new life.
Starting a new life,
and I mean, new people, new life, new support system here, you know, with the relationships and the friends you're meeting. But how was the move?
It was a tough move. Maybe I'd say the first 3 years were pretty tough. They were interesting, you know. It wasn't easy the first 3 years, 3-4 years, because that's the time you're trying to connect and trying to meet people and trying to, you know, see what you can do. Also at the time I didn't even own a bass, so it's not that I'm checking or anything. Never done. I'm a spy. Like layout to figure.
So Champone and next speaker some tone. No, so it was hectic. No bass.
No bass. No bass. Bengihlala komunye umkhukhu ngaseMeaton. Like it was a crazy time.
And how you survived in these 3 years? Like, because you said the church is not paying.
Yeah, the church is not paying. Yeah, what's happening there?
Yeah, so now remember the first gig I told you we did
with James?
Yes.
Yes.
One of the guys that he had in the group, in the worship team, yasesontweni lapho. So now he had kind of, you can say, taken me in per se.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
He was like a good man, a brother,
okay,
a father figure, you can say. Yeah.
All right. So we back check out in the whole 3 years, but you were not necessarily living with him, but
Behlala sonke.
Obenhlala nonke.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I think it makes sense. Shout out to him. What's his name?
Shoxx.
Shoxx. Shout out to him.
Shoxx.
Yeah, so that's a very it's a very dope thing. Go for it, Lee.
Okay, so you at Val Lapana, Udlala no Shoxx by the place. And then how did you get plugged into other different genres? Because I need to also play gospel.
Yeah, so that's 2009, 2010. Kana sengimita mhlawumbe uTsep Wicked. 2010. And then kunenye out this artist, quite an artist from the Val. So besakaqala ukwenza like live performances. So now Usia now was used to me playing, so he called me through to jam with him.
Nice.
Yeah. And then ngaqala ukujama nabo, yabona uTshepo sekangibonisa even like rhythmically how to, you know, approach it the Southie way.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how you get into these vibes, but you still don't have a guitar yet.
Hey, see alapo.
Yeah, I still don't have a bass, but at least at that time, 2010, 2011, sebayambole bass on doing.
Oh, good to have, but sebakuthemba.
Commitment is in it.
Yeah, so uqedile probation. No, uhleli 1 year. No, sesingamthemba. Okay, so sebakuboleka, so bangena ngayo manje ibass esonto lapha emjayivweni.
Yeah, Oscar Schmidt. He was them. Oscar Schmidt. Hey,
Yeah.
Oscar Schmidt. Nice.
Yeah. Sunday morning, iyashiya anointing ebusuku. Hey, khale anointing la. Let you fire, any fire, hada. Hey, fire any rapid said, another fire at night. No, top vibes. So, do you remember the gig did that gig pay you? Is that one of your earlier gigs? Like, or let me maybe ask it differently. What's the gig that you can remember? Let's talk about South Africa that pays you. Your very first gig that paid you, and how much did it pay you?
It was Tsepiso Mpotle.
Okay. How much was it?
$600.
Nice. And which year was this?
Yes. 2012, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. And
that, you know, and to me that was big money. Considering the life I had lived the first 3 years. Mangithola leyo 600 bongathi yo nginilothe ngathi I've made it.
Yo,
actually.
No, but I can imagine. I mean, painted the picture, I can see. And then now the gig that after you've done it, you know, the gig that just opens everything for you. Which one is it? And then after that, everybody knew who Shoxx was, and then they started calling you after that.
I'd say there was a recording I did in the Val of an artist, Batunzala.
Okay.
Mukwena. So Mangiqeda ukuyenza leyo recording, I'd connected now noMbusi Madondo.
Oh, okay.
You see, so when I connected with Mbusi Madondo, that's when we did a new song. At that time, also, I was now working Redeemed here and there. So I've met Usabu, Nabo, Sneakiwe during that time. And then Mang move to Joburg now, maybe 2014. Yeah, Jan 2014. July 2014, Kanangtola, the AKA gig. And
nice. That was 2014.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and how was that move? I'm interested in just these moves. Yeah, how was the move now from there to now paying rent every month? Is this now you moving with Matope? Because I remember you lived with Matope.
Yes. Yes. So now 2013. Isonto again now is now. I think
after 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I think I have 2.5 per month.
Yeah.
So that's 2013, and then I get booked for a gig December 2013, a Christmas carols kind of gig. So it's, I think he concept Gasozi Dlamini and the husband Tsepo. So now I'm booked there with Umadope, no Billy, no Spio Shibuli, I think on drums.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's the first time I meet Umadope. You know, so also at the time I'm staying at the pastor's house, in the pastor's cottage.
Okay.
So we play the gig, and then Manqeda the gig, I'm waiting for my friend Azongland, Impijam Puma Sevad. So Izongland. So as I'm waiting outside, Billy's driving out with Umadope.
Okay.
And then Umadope opens the window and is asking me why am I like chilling there? And then I'm telling him no, and then he was like to me, with the way you play, man, you can't be staying in the Val. You need to be staying in Joburg. He's like, I've got an extra room here by my spot here in the south. So if you want, we can just blow 'em so I can check you out. Then we'll see what's up.
Oh,
so
nice.
that was on a Friday, maybe on a Friday the 22nd. And then on the Tuesday, I went and we chilled, we spent the day together. And then on the Friday, I moved in.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Hey, shout out to Matope. So that's how simple it was to come to the to this side of the world.
Yeah.
You really had big support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were literally saying what the Bible was saying, with your gift will take you amongst kings and queens.
It opens doors, man.
It took you all the way.
Yeah.
Got you into Joburg, got you all the way from Val to Joburg again. Wow.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. That's a big heart from Matope. So then you started living together. And I mean, I remember you lived together for a while. Because at some point I came to his house there and I saw you guys and we chilled a bit. No, but I know, lovely vibes. So my next thing, I did really want to ask you about you living with Matope, because I've spent a lot of time with him, you know, and I mean, he generally is a giver, even when it comes to music and, you know, showing you and sharing ideas and things like that. But how did you find that? How was it for you as far as your musical perspective, you know, and how you started to see, you know, the world as far as music was concerned? In fact, even life, not just music.
Yeah. I mean, when I moved in with him, like, for example, jazz was never my thing. Like you played jazz in a migraine. And for him, he wakes up every morning at like 5:30. He's playing the jazz. You can hear it in your room.
And then 6 o'clock morning live.
Like it's lit now.
I know, yeah.
So now, also it's not knowing that sound or not being used to hearing that kind of sound. So your ear is not privy like that. So yeah, it's been interesting to learn a lot from him. It's like a university of a guy.
True, man.
That's really crash course.
Yeah. So I wanna and then he just started introducing me to different kinds of music. I wanna different South African jazz. I wanna and one Julissa through the gateway, you know. Along with the hectic jazz per se, you know.
Okay.
Listen to all your favorite bass players, you know, you play records of Fana Zulu.
Playing something else.
Is he paused?
Yeah, he's out.
Oh, you're back. Go for it, Lee.
You're in Joburg. I-bass layer odlala ngayo ifika nini?
Okay, so now also in 2012, sorry, I forgot. That's when I actually buy my first bass.
Okay.
In 2012, BTB Prestige. So now I'm in Joburg. what's happening then? 2015, yeah. 2015.
AKA
yeah, same title, AKA at the time.
And we told
so,
but so
yeah.
It's niggas, yeah.
Because Leo say thing and I.
Okay, so now Nglala Idref Jazz, no Lianda, Madope. So we're playing 2 nights. Yeah, we're playing 2 nights. So now on the one, I think on the week before the show, the first night, they needed to like get my strings sorted for the bass as a music connection. And then when I rocked up, there was a guy who was leaving the Lakeland. I think he had used it for 3 months. Then he's like, Agasaifu. So now I'm like, I want the bass now. Because I'm seeing it. So they're like, no, we haven't priced it yet. I'm like, it doesn't matter. I want it now. You know, then still it was a whole thing back and forth. Then like, it's okay, now she 5,000 man. So I left the 5,000 there. And then they priced it. Then after they priced it, I didn't have the money for it. So on the second day of the performance, because I remember the performance is two nights. So the second day, the gig money of that clocked in the morning. So when it clocked in the morning of the second, it's still short of the bass. And then I sell the Prestige also in the same morning, the BTB Prestige. I sell it, and then the money is enough. I go get the bass. And then straight after I get the bass, I'm going to sound check for the second.
Okay, so Lama Jeff Jazz. Yeah, these 2 Jeff Jazzes, you play them with different basses.
Yes, first night with the BTV, second night the new bass.
Yes, both are lilies. You're saying goodbye. You didn't even want to see it. Very nice. But and now the AKA gig. How do you get that gig? What happens? What's the scenario leading towards that gig?
So around maybe 2013 as well, before I moved to Joburg, Besengdlala with the crew but in Musart.
Yes, yeah.
So Good Musart, one of the producers, Utezi, is does productions for AKA from time to time. So he produced like Abo Congratulate, Abo Kaifa's song, those kind of songs. So now one of the songs he had done then was E Control, the song about E Control AKA with Deleuze. So after one of these gigs I had done with Musart, because it was late, I spent the night at Tez's house.
Okay.
And then the following morning, we're like kind of jamming to that song, E Control. Then Tezi took a video of it, Instagram, we tweeted. That's before I even knew of Instagram and Twitter or all this. Right?
Yeah.
You know, that's what 2013, eh? Yeah. Then fast forward to June 2014. Utino is already playing for AK at the time. So now there was a band rehearsal they were doing, and then Utino to Tez's house now to go do something at Tez's house. So I was meeting Tino at Native Rhythms because that's where he was rehearsing. Okay. That's where the band rehearsal was. So Mangfiga to the band rehearsal, music director, Master A Flat, Pilo Shabang. When he saw me, he recognized me, but he's like, yo, dude, aren't you that dude from that video you're playing with Tezzy, Wada Wada? Yeah. Then he opened the video. So he had saved the video of me jamming with Tezzy, jamming the one of the songs. This is a guy, yeah. And then about 2 weeks from that, he tweeted at me asking for my number. I was in a studio session recording Amanda Mankai's album, the sister Riganat.
Yes.
Novel. Yeah, the sister. I was recording her album at the time. I remember I was in her session when the management IK called me in that moment to Bushfire Fest.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's how it starts.
So
that whole relationship.
That's how it started. Yeah.
And the rest is history.
2014 till.
The rest is history.
It was 2015 till 20.
What, playing with him?
Yes.
Till 2022. I'm done. 2021 December.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
right now.
That's why we missed you in his last gig. Like, say when you went there.
Yeah.
Because it was 2022.
2022.
It was 2022.
I'm wondering who Plum Cheetah, man.
No, go for it, Lee.
Yeah.
So, I'm a cheetah. They want to know why you get cook my socials.
Nothing. I think I'm in a development stage, so I'm just trying to find what other develop my pocket in different spaces. Yeah, so Jacoban developer, it's like my time to listen more than to talk. Yeah. I just need to keep on incorporating myself with people who I can learn from, just listen and learn how to grow my vibe. So now, yeah, with the socials, I mean, it's been dope because I'd been posting stuff, but now I'd been posting stuff for other people, posting other people's stuff. So, like I'm saying, I'm just trying to develop myself so that I can get to a point where if I'm going to post or talk about something, it's something that I'm actively involved in, or that's something where I have a lot of say and authority or ownership. Right?
Nice. So just on that point, do you have any dreams or ambitions of what one day maybe being your own artist, maybe have your own album, or are your ambitions more around producing other people's works?
Definitely do an album. Definitely. I do feel like I could do an album. Hopefully soon. Yeah, but izofika masoifika yona because I can't skip stages, you know. So right now I'm just developing myself more as a as a music composer, you know, for now.
Nice.
And then
Okay.
but of course, you know, producing for other people, yes, definitely. Also,
and directing a couple of stuff.
And directing a couple of stuff, yeah, you know.
No, nice.
Yeah. What has kept you going? Nokuthi ukwazi ukuba relevant till this day.
I would say just getting involved in other spaces and learning from, you know, different people, you know, and you know, everybody in different spaces, they've got a different vibe, different bounds, different, you know, so allowing myself to, you know, to tap into that, you know. It's like when people ask me what's your favorite genre to play, for me my answer is always whatever I'm playing in that moment, you know. So you know, I just try and, you know, just catch onto the vibe. And also within that, it's really a journey in finding oneself and growing your sound per se. Yeah, so I think nakhona uthola isound leyo, sound is beyond sound is beyond school or technique or chops or everything.
Truth, my brother. Truth, and I agree with that.
Nice one.
So,
yeah.
Do you think that our industry is doing enough to embrace different concepts, or do you think that we kind of all being channeled to thinking the same way?
I think it's a bit of everything. Yes, there is the channeling of, you know, we must think the same way. Also, there is a lack of different concepts. Also, maybe it's in there is a lack in how we present those
the different concepts,
ideas, those concepts. Maybe the way we present them is not cool enough.
Okay.
You know, with everything that's happening with the, you know, with the camera editing, the HD cameras, the whole thing. You know, how we present our thing must be at that level right now.
Nice. No, I hear you. Lee, I don't know how many questions you've got. I've got 3 here. So I just want us to tally because I want us to draw it to an end.
I know, I'm chilled.
You chilled. All right, let me just go for mine. So what experience gave you your most valuable lesson?
I'd say the first time I got fired by the AK gig.
Okay, the first time.
Wait.
Yeah,
you got fired.
Come with a story. Come with a story, and then come end with a lesson.
No, at the time, you know, also, you know, I was getting exposed to different things. So now at the time, Sokuvele, Cook Studio, you know, so now I'm missing gigs because now I'm doing this TV work, you know, so it was just one of those.
Okay.
And
what was the lesson?
The lesson, that's when I started questioning what I want to do.
Okay.
And I think that's when that question started playing in my head, because at the time, even in my playing, I felt like I wasn't playing the way I wanted to play, or I wasn't sounding the way I wanted to sound like. Only maybe now am I getting into grips with really understanding how I'm playing and sounding. But then at the time, I wasn't really getting so, and also realizing that, gigging is nice, yes, but where am I trying to go? Because how can I put it? Gigging will not get me where I need to be. Well, rather gigging for artists or working with artists in that manner won't get me where I want to get to. Yeah.
So now basically that whole thing just put you in a whole journey of self-discovery, and you trying to find your voice.
Yes.
Very interesting. What's your dream for the industry?
I think I'd say to be inclusive, I guess.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, to be inclusive. Let's singavaleli abanye, like, we know the people who put in the work, and then you don't credit the people who put in the work.
Wanna take all the shine.
You wanna take all the shine. Let's give love to the people who put in the work. If someone put in the work, give them the life, give them a slice, actually. Mention it, then give them a slice.
All right, yeah, no, I got you by the slice. I was talking about different things. No, the slice is important. Yeah, the slice is important. Okay, it's a slice thing. Okay, no, I think that's a fair one. My very last question: if you were to go back to your 12-year-old self, what advice would you give yourself?
Do you still play marimba?
Yeah, I still rock it.
Yeah.
I tell him, be fearless, man.
Yeah.
Be fearless. I think for me, that's one thing, that I struggled with, a lot, is having fear, or, feeling anxious or anxiety, you could say. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But to have people like, Madope, watching over me, I get to have conversations, that help grow my mind. Even with you, Lulu, when we inside our other corners, we talk other shit,
Yeah, man.
So I enjoy that, even from all the other people I come across in life, my friends, everybody, even the babies, even the girls,
even the honeys.
Even the honeys you meet, you get to learn a lot. They've got another perspective as well, so like I said, in the space I'm in now, it's really just more listening, just more learning, more listening.
Nice. But I think you've always been like this, yeah? Have you not always been like this? I mean, when I'm listening to, everything, and I'm looking at how everything plays itself out, you look like a person who's always been comfortable with taking things in before saying, and you're comfortable with not saying anything, just taking things in. You just you've always been that guy, yeah?
The thing is, especially when I came to South Africa, I think I developed to being that guy, because coming from home, you feel like you know things, and but in actual fact you don't know anything. I remember I was listening to Joyous 9, or was it Joyous 12, whatever, when I was in Zim, and I would play the bass line a little bit. I'm like, maybe I can rock it, in Zanzi. and then I get to Zanzi, and I get to a gig, and I'm listening to Abu Sabel and Abu Pega play. I'm like, action.
Let me wait a bit.
Actually.
Let me revisit that idea. Yeah. No, my brother. Thank you very much. It's been a lovely one. Yes, we've been looking forward to this day, and so many people have been saying, "Hey, when Shoxx coming? Call Shoxx, call Shoxx."
He's the only bass player that I know who just rocks up on a recording or anything. He's the
only
one.
Yeah, I uniform. No, but
I'm just grateful that people have accepted me the way I am. They don't try and bazoyithola muslento abayifuna.
Yeah, bafuna i-baseball. Into abayifuna i-bass.
Yeah, you got no thing.
No, Shoxx, man, thank you very much.
Shout out.
Man, Lulu.
Hey,
Leroy, man, I appreciate it. I'm grateful, man.
Thank you,
man.